Whenever you're ready, or you want me to just jump in there, Zed, you let me know.
Sure, I'll just kick us off.
Perfect.
Okay, so welcome everybody to our SMCC CD Global Internships information session for summer 2026. We're glad you're all here to learn about the internships this year. I'll quickly introduce myself and our presenters today. So my name is Zaid Gori. I'm the Director of Special International Programs and Study Abroad for SMCC-CD. I actually started our global internship program way back in 2017 with a few students, and we'd grown it to over 25 students participating in it each summer. And then COVID happened, and interestingly enough, internships was the only program that we had during COVID. And we did it with AIFS at that time. So it's a very memorable program. We had global internships became global virtual internships. So it became GVIP, we were calling it at that time. And now it's back to global internships. Again, we don't have the virtual component anymore. Everything is in person and traveling abroad. So that's my quick introduction. I'll have my colleagues here introduce themselves. We'll start with Paula Messina from AIFS.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paula. I'm part of the University Relations team for AIFS. I'm based in Southern California, and I'll be leading you through the presentation today.
Great, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'll have Geraldo, our program services coordinator, introduce himself.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? My name is Gerardo Brambilla. I'm the program service coordinator here at Study Abroad. Any questions you guys have when it comes to Gilman scholarships or any other question that might arise, I'm the guy. So come here and let me know. I'm glad to help you guys out.
Great, welcome. And we have our student ambassadors here as well. I'd like for them to introduce themselves. We'll start with Jennifer, who actually participated in the Barcelona internship last year, this year. So I'm thinking last year. So 2025, she participated in the global internship.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer, and this past summer I have the opportunity to go to Barcelona to do an internship. So yeah, I'm here to support in anything.
Great. And we also have Phil, our one of our student ambassadors, who has also studied in Barcelona. Barcelona is popular today.
Hello, everybody. I'm so proud to be part of a wonderful team to support every student thinking or inspiring students to go study abroad. I have so many stories to share. If you have any questions or any concern, I'm happy to assist. And I'm glad to be here.
And I must recognize Phil, he holds a special record for SMCCD. He is a two-time Gilman Scholarship recipient, which is unheard of. You can only get the Gilman Scholarship once, but Phil has received it twice. All right, I think we can now have Paula lead us in the presentation. Paula, I cannot hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hit my
Okay.
little, my quick mute. on my keyboard. I'm thrilled to be here talking to you about internships today. AIFS Abroad is a study abroad and internship abroad organization. We have internships in numerous locations, countries around the world. We have been doing internships for over 25 years, so we have a very strong established program where students can have a professional experience abroad and one that will teach them about the culture and about the working culture in another country and also gain that experience that is travel, right? So this is a great alternative, right, to that traditional study abroad experience. We've worked with the district for several years now, providing support on their global internship programs. And we have a select cities in for summer 2026. So today we'll be talking about our programs in Barcelona, Dublin, Milan, and Paris. So before we get into the details, though, I did want to highlight some considerations, right? Some things you may not have thought about when you're thinking about your resume. It is an excellent way to set yourself apart. Less than 3% of recent graduates, right, have an international experience on their resume. So when you're out there in the very competitive job market, and we know that especially for recent graduates, it's become increasingly difficult recently. You'll have something that at least 97% of the people that you're competing with won't have, right? It's also a way to explore a career, to look at the field that you're majoring in and get some real experience, right? Working in that field and thinking about what you want to do after you graduate. And then it's a very important way to build interpersonal or soft skills, right? These are the skills that employers are really looking for. Things like intercultural competence, that ability to work with, relate to, speak to people from other cultures, right? It gives you that very important skill in all careers, and no matter what you're doing. That's not just a skill for international business, right? It is a skill for every single career field. And then that adaptability, flexibility, that problem solving, thinking out of the box, that initiative as well. Those are soft skills that employers are looking for. So during this experience, you'll be building experiences and stories that will help you build those skills and talk about them in your future job interviews. And then there's great networking opportunities, right? You'll be meeting people around the world and connecting with them on a professional level and with their networks. So it's a great way to build all of these things as well as that job experience. So we're going to talk about the programs, and we'll go in alphabetical order. So, well, actually, sorry, we're going to talk about what's included on a general level because all of our internships across the board include the same things. They include a guaranteed placement. So when we start to work with you after you've been accepted to intern through the district office, we will have you choose two top career fields related to your major or what you want to do after you graduate with your degree. We'll then guarantee a placement in one of those two fields. We will also provide an extensive professional development program, what we call a career readiness program. We will work with you on your resume, on your interview skills, on your cover letter, all of that will be leading up to your placement. And then once you're abroad, you'll have 35 to 40 hours of work experience per week for 8 weeks during the semester. And then when you're there, part of your program fees will include your on-site support, right? So you will have pre-travel support through that career readiness part. And then when you're in your location, you'll have your internship coordinator, you'll have the AIFS office, the AIFS director, and then you will have the employer support as well. So you really do have a lot of structure, and we're all there to make sure that you're doing and learning, right? This is not the kind of internship where you're making photocopies all day. It's the kind of internship where you're part of that work team and you are learning by doing. And then on site, your program fee will include your housing, your orientations, your cultural immersion activities. We want you to get the work experience, but we want you to enjoy yourself as well and learn about, all of the culture and the art and architecture that the location will bring to you. And then we want to highlight that the internships are for credit; they're unpaid, right? These are short 8-week internships. You'll be taking a course asynchronously through Skyline, I believe it is, that issues the credit. That is, yeah. And so that will be the credit piece. So that is the general what's included. And now we can go into the specifics per place. So first we'll start with Barcelona. And the dates for 2026 are departure day, May 28th, arrival on the 29th, and then you'll have 8 weeks there. Your internship will finish on the 24th, and return date is the 25th. The application deadline for all of our programs is March 1st, so keep that in mind. As I mentioned, you'll enroll in that work experience education at Skyline for 3 credits. And then in Barcelona, your housing is included. So students are housed, they have 2 options. You can either be housed in a student apartment or apartment with other interns, double rooms with kitchen access, shared living space, all of that. Or if you want a real immersive and language immersive experience, you can choose to live in a local homestay. The cool thing about the homestay is that it's got meals included. So that would include breakfast and dinner daily. Then as I mentioned, those cultural activities and field trips, these are just a sample of what's included. You'll get a full itinerary and calendar pre-departure, but we do things like the welcome dinner, the flamenco show, the tours of the city. Of course, when you're in Barcelona, you have to see the Sagrada Familia and the Parc Güell. So we'll have all of that included. The program fee is 7,490. And that does not include your Skyline tuition, any textbook that's needed for that online course, and any personal expenses, including passport, etc. The great thing about the internships, which I didn't mention, is that they do not require an additional visa, right? So just your US passport is necessary. If you're a foreign passport holder, non-US passport holder, then we would have to work with you to see what the requirements were for your internship program. But again, because they are for credit, you're considered a student intern, so you will enter the country on a student visa. Top placement areas for Barcelona. So these are all of the majors where we're able to accommodate in Barcelona. Different locations all have different industries, different companies, and these are the top ones for Barcelona. So if you're interested, you can think about Barcelona. I often tell interns to think more about the placements that they're interested in and less the location, right? Be perhaps a little more flexible on your location because since the different industries are located in different places, your experience is probably the most important piece, and then the culture and the place will come second, but of course that's a personal decision. I wanted to give you a sample placement. This was a public relations and marketing placement for a local music festival. So this intern developed the PR campaign. They created promotional materials. They worked to update the social networks for the festival. And then as the festival happened, they worked with the logistics and the running of the festival, and then also did a lot of the media and the recording the festival, the video, photography, and audio images. So that was an exciting one. I was wondering if our intern from 2025 wanted to jump in and give us a little more insights about her experience in Barcelona. She might
Um,
be muted. I can't see. Okay, I
I
hear you
want to say a little bit on my
now, Jennifer.
experience. I have the opportunity to work for a internship for marketing, and I work for a company that sells supplements mainly for women athletes. And yeah, I really like the hands-on experience in that industry.
Wonderful. What kind of things did you do every day? Jennifer, can you tell us a little bit more about what you did on the day in, day out? You went to the office, you worked on projects. You're muted, hun. There you
Oh,
are.
what I did on my
Yeah,
like day of
yeah.
working, it was a little bit more of like designing um flyers, also documents, and I also help doing a little bit of research of the current market of like the supplements.
Wonderful. And how did you like Barcelona? This is for you too, Jennifer. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. How did you like Barcelona?
I really like Barcelona, especially people. Um, they were really engaging. So yeah, I really like that,
Yeah.
their energy.
And how about the food? Did you like tapas and the food?
Oh yeah, I really like the food as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and also like exploring new places and sightseeing.
So you had free time.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah. Free weekends, I imagine. Wonderful. And how about your housing? Did you live in a homestay or did you live in an apartment?
I live in a homestay with two roommates, and I
Okay.
share the room with one student. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, great. Thank you very much. All right. So now we are going to jump to Dublin. Dublin is quite popular. The dates for Dublin will be a June 5th departure, June 6th arrival, 8 weeks. Forgive the typo there, but it's 8 weeks until August 2nd. That will be your return date. The application deadline again is March 1st. Students will also enroll in that asynchronous course from Skyline. In Dublin, the housing are in shared apartments. So interns are placed in single rooms with ensuite bathrooms, but the apartments are shared with several interns from the program. No meals are provided, but you do have kitchen access. The apartments tend to be very close to public transportation, but you may have a 30 to 60-minute commute to your work placement, city center. These are apartments that are sort of dotted around the city. We'll also have cultural activities, field trips in Dublin, including music at a pub, which is a big part of Irish culture. We'll have a day trip to the Cliffs of Moher, weekend in Belfast, music, art festivals. Dublin is also a very fun, vibrant city, especially in the summer when the days are longer and it's warmer. People are out and about a lot. The program fee for Dublin is 8,490. It does not include tuition for the 3 unit course, textbooks needed for that course, airfare, meals, or personal expenses. The top placement areas for Dublin tend to be numerous. I think Dublin is a big business center in Europe, so there is quite a lot available there. Also, because the language is English, we are able to offer a wider variety of placements for a lot more careers. There are some careers that do require upper level coursework, so having more coursework completed in those majors directly, more than just intro classes, will make you a more competitive intern. Having previously worked in the field or having some work samples, I mean written samples or portfolios, things like that, especially if you're looking at IT, law or legal, psychology or social work, that kind of thing, like accounting as well, finance. We have an interesting placement example for biology in Dublin. This was a intern that worked in a research company, and this student engaged in field work and field sampling on a project, processed samples in the laboratory, and then also compiled databases of their research. So that is an interesting placement there. Let's go to Milan, to Italy in the north. This program will depart June 1st, arrival June 2nd, and will last until July 26, 2026. Again, the application deadline for that one is March 1st. Students will also enroll in that asynchronous course at Skyline. Italy is a little different than other countries in that a government regulation for student interns is that they also complete a 2 week Italian language course. So that is mandatory. That will be in person when you are in Milan. You'll take that 2 week language course at a local language school. And well, first of all, I was a language major when I was in college, so I enjoy foreign languages, but I think that it is always better, right, to have some knowledge of the language while you are abroad, living there, immersing yourself in the country. And it is an amazing opportunity to practice, right, and increase your fluency. In Milan, again, we have in apartments, shared apartments for interns. You'll have single rooms, shared kitchens, shared bathrooms, and living space when you're in Milan. Laundry facilities, linens provided. All of our housing has Wi-Fi around the world. It's not listed here, but you'll have Wi-Fi access for sure. And then some of the activities that were included for the Milan program are the Duomo, which is the main cathedral in Milan, which is world famous, the Armani Museum, excursions to Lake Como, to Verona. We have a lot going on when you're in Milan. The program fee will be 8,290, and then similar to the other programs, it will not include your tuition for the asynchronous course, textbooks required for that, wouldn't include airfare, meals, or any personal expenses. These are the top area for the placement areas, career fields for Milan, advertising, business, communications, fashion, and fashion design. That's very popular there. Hospitality, photography, marketing. I mean, for business and marketing, public relations, you can go nearly anywhere. We'll have placements in all of our locations. Hospitality, tourism as well. One example from Milan was a fashion marketing placement with a multi-brand showroom. And these are all of the tasks and projects that this intern participated in. Being a brand ambassador, did some social media marketing, helped with events as well, and research, just like Jennifer, and then also worked directly with some clients. So that is a great experience. And then we will go to Paris, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what happens during the enrollment process, the application enrollment, and then placement process. The Paris program will depart on the 27th of May, arrival on the 28th of May, and then you will intern for 8 weeks, departing or returning on the 25th. Again, that application deadline, same day, March 1st, and students will enroll in that same asynchronous online course at Skyline. Students in Paris will live in shared apartments with other AIFS participants. You'll have your shared kitchen, bathrooms, and living space. Wi-Fi, of course, is included. And then, of course, when you're in Paris, you have to do the boat tour on the Seine, especially the night one when everything is lit and the Eiffel Tower is sparkling. You'll visit the Arc de Triomphe. You'll do a cheese and wine tasting. I mean, what's not to love about everything Paris and France? The program fee for that is $8,290, and that will not include that Skyline tuition and textbooks needed for the course, the airfare, meals, or any personal expenses. The top placement areas for Paris: advertising, art, business, comms. These are all areas that we can offer placements in. And then a sample placement for Paris was a comms placement for a travel agency there in central Paris. This was a lot of logistics work with the travel agency team, creating content for their social media, for their magazine, and then assisting guides, workshops. This is a great hospitality workshop as well, or placement as well. So. All right. So the application process starts with the district. So I might have Zed or Gerardo jump in here to talk a little bit more about this, if you don't mind. I certainly don't want to get any of this wrong. And you can talk a little bit about the updates to the website.
Yes. So the application is through our website, and which is currently being updated. So SMCCD's Study Abroad website is going through a transition with ITS. So we cannot actually touch anything this week, but next week our whole website will be updated, and we hope to add everything, including the application for global internships on there so that all of you can start your application. If Gerardo, if you have the application link ready, that's something we can share with students separately in an email since it's not online just yet. So there are essay questions on the application to answer. We need a copy of your most recent college transcript. So to be eligible for global internships, you need to have completed at least 24 units at CSM, Kenyatta, or Skyline, any of our three colleges, to be eligible to apply for global internships. If you have, so a GPA requirement is there. It's at least a 2.0 or higher for internships, but we do review certain cases on a case-by-case basis as well. But on our eligibility, it should say at least between 2.0 to a 2.25. That's the range that we have accepted students. An updated resume is required. Please make use of your career services offices on campus. There are great folks there who can help you get an updated resume and submit those. You need two academic or professional references, contact information only. We don't need a full letter, but we do call these folks. And then complete the application form. So the application form is free. There is no deposit. Once you are accepted by SMCCD, we'll send you the link to enroll with AIFS. And that's whom you'll be paying the deposit down, in addition to any of the fees that are due for the program fee that you noticed there. So this logo, this QR code here should take you to our current global internships page for 2025, but that's the same page that will be updated for 2026 programs. And Gerardo, do you want to add anything? I saw you unmuted yourself.
Yes, so the application should be up and running by next week. We're ready to push it and promote it as well on our social media. So keep a lookout, follow our social media, give us a like, share, and let everybody know.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to go quickly through the enrollment process. So once you're accepted by the district, then you will be sent a link to enroll with AIFS. So do not Google AIFS internships because you will find an application there, but the internships that you find directly on our website are much more expensive than the district ones, right? The district gets a special program fee. So definitely follow the process, apply to the district first, and then Gerardo in the acceptance letter or the acceptance email will provide you with a specific link where you'll enroll with AIFS. I wouldn't call it a second application, it's more just an enrollment. During that process, you'll work with my colleague Augusta, who is fantastic. You'll really like working with her. She will then, when you the application is a sort of an 8-step process. The ninth is paying the $150 what we call application fee. That is not an additional fee that comes out of your the total, but it is sort of a deposit, right, for us to then apply to save your spot, right, on the program. And then she will work with you on reviewing your resume, any additional documents that are needed for your specific career field, your specific placement. Go through a skills assessment, which I'm going to talk about in also as well, and will prepare you for then the placement process. And she'll be doing the Clifton Strength Assessment. That is you could call it a personality test. It is something that career services offices use a lot. And it is an online, I think it's 50 questions. I did mine a while ago. But you have it's timed. So it's not very long, but you answer 50 questions and it will help you identify your top 5 strengths, right? Mine are learner, responsibility, activator, and then you'll give a sort of a key to what these strengths actually mean. And it's really meant to help you talk about yourself to future employers in a manner that really promotes what you can do, right? To really demonstrate yourself in a really positive manner. And to be able to do that, we will have a coaching call with a certified Clifton Strengths coach. And then we will work on refining your resume through that lens, practice for your interview through that lens as well. And then we will also, midway through your experience, have a assessment while you're abroad, again through your, are you using your strengths when you are working on in your internship on a day-to-day. So that is part of what we do to help our interns. And then once you are enrolled, then you'll work with one of the, oh shoot, I forgot to put the Dublin advisor up there. That's my bad. I have to redo this slide. But we'll have 4 advisors, and you'll work with the advisor that corresponds to the location that you have chosen, either Madeline, Anna, Tessa, or Peter, and for Dublin. And they will work with you on getting ready for the placement, your time abroad, right? So working on travel arrangements, getting you ready for the culture, getting ready for the professional aspect of this. Each of them specialize in the location. So that is there. The interview then will be the final step in the placement. The team abroad will have gotten your placement and gotten you an interview for at your placement at the employer, and then we will set up a Zoom interview with you. You will interview directly with the employer for that final confirmation that you're hired as an intern for the summer. It will be set up via Zoom, right? So, and I like this too because you will meet with the employer. You'll know your placement long before you go abroad. And now we want to talk a little bit about funding. There is money out there, right, to help fund your program fee. Uh, AIFS offers automatic grants and scholarships for our internship programs. Once you are enrolled in the program, our program advisor will work on finding all of the grants that you are applicable for, or that are applicable for your, or you're eligible for, that can be applied to your program. So students who receive the Pell Grant will send us confirmation of their financial aid award. And if you get the Pell Grant, we will give you an additional $500 off your program fee. If you apply for and are awarded either the Gilman Scholarship or the FEA Scholarship, then we will match it with an additional $500. If you are a U.S. veteran or dependent of a U.S. veteran, we will apply a $500 grant. If you have a work study on campus, we will apply a $1,000 grant. And you can add up all of these or stack these up to $1,500 for a program. So those are automatic grants for students that are, if you're eligible, we will stack them up to $1,500. And then once you apply to the program, you're accepted, you're enrolled. You can also apply to a AIFS scholarship. The deadlines for those scholarships are March 1st, and you have to be accepted and enrolled in the program already. So if you wait to apply until March 1st, you're going to miss these deadlines. So the moral of the story is apply early, start now. We have 3 scholarships open to interns in the summer. One is that cultural engagement scholarship. We will award 2 interns this summer with $1,500 scholarships, and these can be added to your grants, right? These are additional. We have two green ambassador scholarships. So for students that are really interested in the environment and sustainability, this scholarship is for you. We'll award up to two $300 scholarships for that. And then we also have a really interesting scholarship just for interns. It is what we call the Career Readiness Scholarship. We have multiple awards. We have a fund of career readiness scholarships, and we're going to give out as many as we can until we exhaust the fund. So we don't have a number for that, but we do have a large pot of money that was given to us for these scholarships, and we're going to give away all of that money. But again, that these are competitive scholarships. You'll be competing with students from across the country, student interns across the country. But honestly, as community college students, you have an advantage that students from four-year colleges don't have. You are underrepresented in the internship abroad and study abroad communities. So you have a leg up that they don't have. We want you to go abroad, and we understand the financial constraints, and we want to assist as much as possible. So make sure that when you are writing your scholarship essay, you mention that you are community college students. It's important. Additional scholarships. There's so much out there. I know that Gerardo and Zed and their office are keyed into all of these different scholarships. They're so successful at helping students with the Gilman, with the FEA, the Diverse International Women of Color, that is a small scholarship, but a mighty one. And then all of these are different links to different databases with large scholarships. Every scholarship is different. They have different eligibility criteria, different deadlines, different awards. It can be really worth your time to focus, especially in the break now, after finals, before you return in the winter or the spring, that you spend a lot of time looking for scholarships. Write a really good personal statement and then use it and reuse it, tweak it for all the different scholarship applications that you possibly can. Gerardo, did you want to jump in on any workshops or give them any information about that? And then we're about to wrap it up and we can ask questions.
Yeah, of course. Quick little update. So Benjamin Scholarship, the Gilman Scholarship, it's gonna open up sometime mid-January. There's not a set date for when they're gonna open it up besides mid-January, but the deadline is March 5th. And the money will be dispersed by May 1st, so way before these internships, up to $5,000, so that it's a pretty big chunk that can cover. On top of that, I'm gonna also put that in the link afterwards. We have our SMCCD Foundation scholarships. We have over 20. Some are being awarded up to $7,000. The deadline for that one is February 2nd of 2026. So, like I said, don't procrastinate. Get on that. Apply. You need any help with the application process, your essays, peer review, come to me, come to Skyline Building 19, Study Abroad office at 410, and we'll be able to help you out with that. But like I said, I can't stress it enough. Apply to these scholarships, potentially free trip paid off.
Awesome. Love it. Students are also really getting their side hustle on for funding their study and internship abroad experiences. So they are saving money, right? Cutting down on expenses, maybe stopping subscriptions, memberships, things like that, asking for gifts of money over the holidays rather than stuff to help fund their abroad experience. They're getting side jobs, gig work, side hustles. The student in the photo there organized a giant garage sale, went around to family, friends, neighbors, and asked them to donate their stuff, right? Asked them to clean out their garage, their attic, their basement, whatever, and donate unwanted things, and then organized a giant garage sale to raise money. Then if fundraisers, right? Organizing game nights, dinners, car washes. There's so many different things that you can do. And then getting out there and asking for support, right? Asking your networks to support this international experience. It is an academic endeavor, right? And in and something that is designed to increase your employability and your future. So people will support it. You'd be surprised. You have to ask though, and it's not always easy or fun to ask, but people sometimes are very happy to help when they can. And then having some way for people to support you, like either a GoFundMe or handing out your Zelle, your Venmo, your PayPal, whatever it is, right? Having some way for people to send you their support. So I'm going to end it with we have 7 minutes, but I can stay as long as needed if people have questions or if anyone would like to jump in. I see a hand raised. I'm going to leave this slide up for a second so you can make sure that you have the contact information, but and then I'll take it off and we can see each other. But go ahead, Gerardo, if there's anything in the chat that I can answer, or if anyone wants to unmute themselves, please feel free.
Yes, there was a miscommunication on my part, and I sent out an email letting them know it was going to be a paid internship. So that's on my end.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, no worries.
But I do want to express that even though these scholarships, like the Gilman Scholarship, is open for all the students across the United States, it's really just like Paula said, you guys have an advantage over a lot of these four-year universities. And here at SMCCD, we have one of the highest acceptance rates when it comes to the Gilman Scholarship. We're one of the top districts with the highest awardees. So definitely apply. And just for the foundation as well, you're going to be competing among your peers, but get on top of that, apply, and that could be potential money. And even then, if it's paid off, you can use that money for other things, textbook, out day tripping over there for whatever you need. So I highly encourage you.
Okay, we have a question from Scuba
Yeah.
2015.
Hi. My name's Johan. So I am a freshman at CSM and I graduated a year early. So I don't have 24 units. I know when you said there were 24 units required, I got a little bummed out. So I was just wondering if there was someone that I could talk to. Because, yeah, I've been doing fashion design for 3 years. I've had my own brand for 3 years. Like this polo I designed right here. And like some of the opportunities that I heard in Paris and Milan and Barcelona for like fashion design and fashion marketing just sounded like right up my line. Like I had to turn off my camera and jump up and down because it sounded so cool. So I was just thinking, like, is there someone that I may be able to talk to? Maybe like send an essay in, explain my situation. Because this stuff just sounds so cool. And I'd like love to do it, except I don't have 4 units.
Yeah, how many units will you have by the end of spring 2026?
I want to say around, let's see, 16, because I was only able to take one class this semester because I am an out-of-state student. So I only took one class that was 3 credits, and then I'm taking 13 credits next semester. So that put me at 16. But I also could take some over the summer to add on more credits.
Right. I think what we can do is have a conversation with you if you apply and
Okay.
just upload your transcripts. We can have a conversation and see if an exception can be made
Okay.
because you'll have close to the 24 by the time you're ready for the internship, but not exactly there. And if
Okay.
you've taken any college level courses like AP classes in high school and all those would also count towards college level credit that you've taken.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
don't
Sounds
lose
good.
hope. Yeah.
All right. Because yeah, I was a little bummed out when you said 24 credits. I was like, dang, I don't have them. So yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If I may add something from my experience wise with Gilman, my friends, please start early on your application. As soon as the application open on mid-January, start on it. Because the reason I say that the powerful is your application, the higher the reward. And we are here to help you to make it most powerful, to get the higher reward.
Thank you, Phil. And I forgot to mention, Jennifer is also a Gilman Scholarship recipient. So we have a lot of knowledge right here in this Zoom, for scholarships, for applying for the internships and other things. So yeah, definitely. And we're recording this session, so if you know of other students who want to go with you, and do an internship, we will be posting this on the Global Internships webpage.
There's another question in the chat from Jose saying, if I'm on academic standing, is there any way to review this case and still apply?
Yes, there is a way. We just have to review it on a case-by-case basis. In the past, we have requested um, letters of recommendation from faculty that you are currently taking classes with. If you are on your academic standing isn't where it's supposed to be, then those letters of recommendation help um, your case.
Stephanie, you have a question? Go ahead.
Hi. I was just wondering, do the locations change every year?
No, we have been running the same locations now for a few years, right? Because they've been successful and they're great for the career fields that most students are looking for. So,
Oh, okay. Another question that I had is, I as well am a freshman at CSM, so I don't have the 25 credits to apply. But um, I can apply like next year or
mhm.
like that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, you can also look at some of our summer faculty-led study abroad classes. We have one to Peru in the summer, that's 2 weeks. We have a South Africa one that's 2 weeks, and one to Japan, which is filling up right now as we speak. So those are 3 summer opportunities that if you don't have the 24 units, you don't need to have 24 units for faculty-led study abroad courses.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Um,
Yeah.
I know that there's just a limited amount because my major is biotech, so there isn't like a lot of there isn't like a lot of like places to really go. The only one
Mhm.
that I saw on the slideshow was the one in Dublin, which was biology, and it said IT as well. So I thought, oh, like that's probably a possibility, but yeah, there isn't like much for me.
For as far as the internship, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So, right. We would definitely recommend Ireland for bio or tech, yeah, fields. Definitely.
Okay,
right? You
thank
have to
you.
find a city or a country that's got that industry, and that there's not the language barrier.
Thank you.
Sure.
Also, Stephanie, my boss, Zayed, was trying to give you new ideas, like any general classes that you have not taken, you can take it overseas as a study abroad, uh, beside later on maybe internship. And there is a lots of flyers in the lobby in Building 10 regarding study abroad classes.
Oh, Building 10 at CSM or at Sky?
Correct. CSM, I have a lot. If you go into be, like the learning center on your right, on the left side on the counter, I have a lots of flyers there for different classes, different locations, different semesters, from English 100 to ethnic studies to film. So think about general classes that you have not taken, and you can study abroad for a whole semester, which is great experience.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Phil. I'll make sure to go to Building 10 and check it out because it is
Excellent.
something that interests me.
Excellent stuff. I'm very proud of all the refreshment students to be doing something early. I'm very proud of you.
Um, I did have another question. So, if my major is not like fashion marketing or fashion design, could I still do the internships like studying fashion design or fashion marketing? Because like for example, now my main goal is just to get my general ed out of the way, and I'm still kind of stalling my major a little bit. I'm not sure what I want to go into yet. So,
Yeah.
like, is it possible if I could go to those
Yeah.
work study abroad?
It so your just like when you go and get a job after graduation, your resume and your experience is important. So having coursework related to that career makes you a more desirable candidate, competitive candidate. So yeah, I don't want to say no, but you have to having coursework in that field, maybe not declaring the major, but having coursework in the field is going to make you a more competitive intern, right? Remember, they're not there necessarily to teach you the field. Does that make sense? It's like working in a professional career post graduation, right? You have to have
Mhm.
some kind of basis, right? They're not going to teach you the 101s. So it's not advisable, I think, right?
Okay.
Does
So,
that make
like, if
sense?
my major
It'd be
is
harder to get you a placement if you don't have the courses in that major.
okay, okay,
Does
oh,
that make
okay.
sense?
So, yeah, that does. So, like, I'm pretty sure I can still add some classes for spring. Would it be
Mhm.
good to add a graphic design class or a fashion design class,
Sure.
even though I already know the basics?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then would I maybe need to switch my major if I want to do like a fashion marketing um work
Yeah.
abroad?
We can have you talk to Augusta. She can give you a little more, but uh, to get an internship, you're competing with other people, right? And those
Mhm.
people probably have the major and have the coursework already, right? So, um, the more that you have, the more competitive you are,
Okay.
right? Your experience, your work experience makes you is wonderful, but also having the academic component is important. Does
Okay.
that make
Sounds good.
okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions or anything? Thank you all for coming. You have our contact information if there are any questions. We're happy to meet one-on-one anytime.
Thank you all for attending today.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much for your help.
Of course. All right. I will get you the program information sheets, and I know that I don't have the enrollment links yet. Because I have to ask if we need the signed agreement for that or not. I don't think I do. It shouldn't. It's a little
Yeah, in the
CF.
past, it wasn't
We haven't done
required.
that. Okay. But I
Um,
have we're gonna go ahead with what we have already in the proposal. Like there are no changes.
yes,
We're good with
yeah,
those. Okay. Then I'll get those enrollment links to you. I have to get Peter's photo and put it in the slides, and then I'll share the slides with you too, so you can use them however you need it.
great, great.
Okay?
I did send you one email, Paula,
Okay. Okay.
of a student who we got a notification saying they applied for Barcelona.
Oh, for
Um,
the internship?
yes, so
Okay.
as you were talking about, don't go to
They
the AI,
Googled
I
and
just I
applied.
just remembered, I
Oh,
was like, oh my goodness, last month I
right,
saw something come into the
right,
study abroad account.
right.
So I've forwarded that to you.
Okay,
Um,
okay. I'm
you
surprised.
know,
I'm surprised our team didn't see it and get back to me, but I'll figure out who it is and what's going on.
yeah, it didn't say a SMCCD email,
Okay.
so I don't know, maybe the student selected our
By
district,
accident. Hmm. Could have.
or it is their district and
Right.
they
There-
thought that's the application. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll figure out what's going on.
Okay.
One
Thanks
last
so
thing from me,
much.
Yeah,
Paula.
of course.
Whenever you have a chance, can you send me like a quick hold on maybe on Outlook or whatever, with maybe like future dates for an info session, like maybe mid-January to February, maybe another info session.
Yeah.
That's when like the Gilman Scholarship will be open. We'll have more
Yeah.
info sessions on that, and we can
Yeah. Yeah.
start guiding the students to apply
Do,
and roll into
do you have
internships.
any preference?
I really don't. I'm really flexible, so
Okay.
whatever you have, I'll be
Okay.
able to work around your schedule.
Okay. What times of days do you like? That works best.
Um, I'd say maybe 3 to 4 p.m. since a lot of students
Okay.
do have classes around the
Right.
1 p.m. mark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
if possible, any day like around 3 to 4 p.m., I think that would be the
Great.
best.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, Paula.
Yeah, we'll do maybe should we do one in January, one in February?
Yeah, that works. Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect.
All right. I'll give you 2 dates.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that,
Wonderful.
Paula.
Yeah.
Great.
All
All
right,
right.
All
bye.
Thanks,
right.
guys. Bye.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
You too. You too. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.